Nigeria, a great land full of vast agricultural wealth and potential. Fertilizer is one of the important farm inputs which farmers rely on in order to realize a good yield. Over the years, Nigeria's agricultural policies have aimed to support farmers' increased use of fertilizer. Nigeria's fertilizer policy document states that the broad objective of the national policy for fertilizer is to facilitate farmers' timely access to adequate quantity and quality of fertilizers at competitive but affordable prices. One way Nigeria seeks to achieve its objective is through wide-scale subsidies of fertilizer, coupled with direct procurement and distribution of fertilizer to the local government areas. In line with this objective, Nigerian fertilizer companies received federal contract orders in 2010 for a total of 900 million metric tons of fertilizer, worth 89.5 billion naira. But is the fertilizer policy achieving its aim? A study conducted in 2008-2009 by Propcom, a DFID-funded agricultural program in Nigeria, showed that in one state only, 11% of fertilizer subsidy reached the intended farmers. Of those few farmers, over two-thirds of them paid 40% more than the stated subsidized price. Almost 90% of the state subsidy, worth 2.3 billion naira, was lost to unintended beneficiaries.
The problem we are encountering in this business is lack of enough fertilizer. And even if you get it, you will not get it in time. And the subsidized fertilizer, if you are not a politician or if you don't know anybody in government, you will not get it. If you need 100, they will only give you 5 or 3. Even in another year, sometime you will not get even 1. You will not get it unless you go to the market and buy. The buying in the market costs 5,000 per bag. The subsidized one is 1,000 per bag. So if you rely on government, you cannot do your farming.
Another aim of the fertilizer policy is to create and effectively enforce an enabling legal and regulatory framework that ensures good quality fertilizers to farmers and protect private sector investments against harmful practices in the markets.
The subsidy does not reach the targeted beneficiaries, and it does not come on time. Therefore, alternatives should be considered to this fertilizer subsidy. Alternatives include strengthening extension, research, so that technologies can be developed and disseminated to farmers through the extension service. Credit can be provided for farmers to access so that they buy their inputs. Rural infrastructure can be improved to make access for farmers to go to markets to buy inputs and take their crops to market.
Well, we at Notori very strongly believe that private sector should be leading in the place of distributing and marketing fertilizer in Nigeria. There are two basic reasons why we believe so. Number one, government is never going to have the resources and structure to be able to effectively distribute the product across the country, as well as subsidize product for all farmers as they would like to do. Number two, where government have attempted subsidy, what it has resulted is that farmers, it has become a disincentive essentially. In the last year and a half, we at Notori have tried, have put a structure in place to distribute fertilizer from our factory in Onne. We've also put a structure that allows farmers to have access to education as well as the product in small packs. So we set up a structure with the village promoters that are training farmers in how to use fertilizers across 15 states. We tried in 2010 and we're expanding to 25 states this year. And then they're also selling fertilizer to farmers in small pack, 1 kg and 10 kg packs, so that farmers can buy what they can afford. The results from last year is that a lot of farmers have increased their output. That we have farmers whose yield have grown by more than 100% just by participating in that program. So government should actually step away and let private sector take the lead in the input marketing sector.
Lastly, the fertilizer policy objective aims to promote and facilitate balanced application of fertilizer consistent with the agronomic requirements of the different cropping systems in Nigeria.
But in 2010, we decided that because of the research we conducted, that the Nigerian soil actually needs sulfur and calcium. So we decided to do a special mix, incorporating the sulfur and calcium in the NPK. After that, we also decided to make it in a 1 kilogram pack in order to make it affordable to the farmers. And we followed it up at the end of the season to find out the outcome of that special balance. And all the report we got from the farmers was highly encouraging, which confirmed that really the NPK with sulfur and calcium is what is needed.
Let us help Nigeria's teeming populace of rural farmers get better access to fertilizer. Support policy reforms that will slowly remove the fertilizer subsidies and allow Nigeria's private sector to grow to meet the challenge.